things were changing by the time Klez Camp came around. What had changed in sort of in the way that you were playing out, or in the Jewish music scene?
Well, a lot of young people were now in there, and they began to put pop effects in there. And most of these were not familiar with the old ways at all. These were American kids. And what they would do would be to kind of, it seemed to me that much of what they were doing sounded like a caricature of the music. It didn't have the flavor of the real thing. But I learned, to my dismay, that people wanted a caricature. They didn't want the real flavor. The real flavor was too old-fashioned for them. They wanted something that had a kind of a, after all, if you listen to Frank London, it sounds like a mixture of like post-avant-garde jazz and rock and roll. It's only guys like me, we're the only ones left, and I'm one of the few that's left now at all, because almost all those guys I had up in Klez Camp are dead now. Sidney's gone, Paul, Howie Lisa's gone, they're all gone. I'm one of the last ones left. And yet I still doggedly hold on to this thing because I like that sound. I like the real sound. See, what's his name? Andy Statman had it. But Andy got tired of playing the Naftula tunes over and over again, and now he started to make up his own things. He's got this kind of chanting kind of thing that he does. So he doesn't do that anymore either. And most of the klezmer bands that play have been either students of Klez Canada or students of the other place, and they just, the problem is that the style is the weakest part of that music. It doesn't have the what I would consider to be the real. It doesn't have the correct swing to it. It doesn't have the melodic phrasing that the music requires. And well, of course, when you hear people speaking Yiddish, you can tell that yes and no, if you know what I mean. Why does it have to sound like rock? Why does it have to sound like country and western? Why is our music, people say, it's too old. It's not my way of thinking. Well, I also play Dixieland music, and that's plenty old. What is the audience? What do they want to hear in the way of music? They like trends. They like trends. That's what they're interested in. And the new trend is to have it sound like this or that or the other thing. My dear friend Josh Dolgan, who I love, he's a great, funny guy, very, very bright. He takes all this hip-hop stuff and he's got it all. You can get the hip-hop stuff any place. What makes it Jewish? Nothing. It's hip-hop. Okay? And I get into arguments with him. That's my own fault. I should just say, do what you want. Go away from me. And that's basically what I've learned to do. Mm-hmm. The problem with the audience is that they know very little and don't want to be educated. Okay? So if you have a gimmicky sound that will produce, a titillation that will give the audience the kind of a feeling that, okay, hey, what about, isn't that fun? Oh, boy. But there is an art to this. Maxie was art. Dave was art. Naftula in his own way was art. Shloimke, Sidney was art. I played with all these great people. The style was, bands were solid, they were good. But for some reason or other, it doesn't behoove people anymore to be authentic. Certainly I feel that way about the as I said, if bluegrass can be played authentically and have a huge audience, people come and listen to it from everywhere, what's the matter with the klezmer? For some reason or other, it's not hip to be authentically Jewish.